Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. Grab whatever props you might have and we're going to begin sitting today. If you'd like, you can sit up on something. You might grab a blanket or cushion or block. In these first few moments of class, for me, is a time to let go of whatever stress I've been carrying and re-inhabit my body. So let's do that now. We're going to start with eyes closed and start to slow down your breath. And you can come into a nice steady rhythm with your breath. One simple way of getting out of your head and into your body is to feel what's touching the floor. So bring your attention all the way down to the base of your pose. Just notice the parts of your body touching the floor or your props. From that grounded base, lengthen all the way up through the top of your head. While sitting as tall as possible, just see, is there anything to let go of here? Is there any unnecessary tension that you might release? You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you throughout your practice. And let's begin by crossing one arm on top of the other, eagle arms. We'll put some pressure between the arms as if we're trying to pull them apart, spreading between the shoulder blades, getting into the upper back. And you might just move around a little bit. Noticing how each movement, each shift brings new information, new sensation. Notice which arm is on top, and then we'll release and take a couple gentle swings. And then bring the other arm on top. Same thing, a little pressure between the elbows. Spreading the upper back, spreading the ribs. Maybe a little movement. And then release. A couple gentle swings. Let's bring hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. Roll your shoulders back and your elbows back, and then lift the chest, puffing up the chest towards the ceiling. And breath by breath, see, is there more? And then release, hands to knees, round back. Lean away from your hands on your knees. Drop your chin. And then roll your way back up. Let's recross the legs so the other leg is in front or on top. And drop the right ear over to right shoulder, pressing down through the left shoulder and exploring a stretch through left side of the neck. Is there any little movement you could make to have this be even more interesting for you? Using each pose as an opportunity to explore what it's like to be in your body. Let's rotate chin to chest and come over to the other side. Both shoulders drop, but now a little bit more through the other arm, looking for a stretch on right side. Rotate chin to chest. Come over to the first side and then go back and forth a couple times. Little half circles or 3/4 circles. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of your neck. And then release. Arms down, head floats back up. We'll bring hands to the floor behind us. Shoulders roll back, elbows roll back, and then puff up the chest, lifting the chest as high as you can. Release, round back, hands to knees, drop your chin. Let's roll our way back up, still holding the knees. Pull the chest through, come to an upper back arch, but keep the back of the neck long. So the back of the neck follows the line of the rest of the spine. And then round back, bring your feet to the floor and hold behind the legs, putting a little pressure up on the backs of the knees to round even more. Drop your chin. Roll up from the base of the spine all the way up to arch back, but this time also lean back. So now abdominals are really working to support you, and we'll go back and forth between these two movements. Exhale, round. Inhale, roll up and arch. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Release your arms, come down a little lower. Inhale, same arch, but arms come by the ears. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Let's hold this last one. Come up. Lifting as high up as you can, so you can choose how much you lean back, how hard you're working, but wherever you are, can you also relax your face? Keep the breath steady. And then release, round back. You can choose how low you go, isolating the tension where it's useful and softening what's not needed. Let's release. Let's come all the way forward into a high push-up position. Set your hands near the front of the mat. Connect your whole body in a straight long line, head to the heels. Shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up. And then come into your back bend. Cobra or up dog. As low or high as feels right for you. Again, exploring, really feeling how is it to be here. And back to down dog. Taking your time. You might pedal out your feet a little bit. Bending one knee. As you press the opposite heel towards the floor. As you settle into this pose, each pose, start with everything you've learned, applying what you know as best you can. Come into your full expression of the pose and then really feel, how is this right now? You might use that real-time feedback to make other little adjustments. Letting the fine-tuning never end, it just becomes more subtle. And at the same time, letting it be just like this, however this is. Let's drop the knees and sink back to child's pose, releasing hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. And these moments of rest can be a time to let go. Let go of trying to do anything, get anywhere, fix anything. Dropping into simply being. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left. And then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center, and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And then back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through down dog. And then walk your hands and feet towards one another and hang in ragdoll. The more we practice, the more we may learn little tips and tricks, how to take good care of this body, just through trial and error. Maybe here a little bend in the knees is good for you. Maybe using support through your arms, elbows on thighs. Is there a way to let the weight of your head really just drop? Bend your knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, stacking up. Let's step up to the front of the mat. We'll bring hands together. Feet can be together or apart. Come into your mountain pose, drawing the energy up through the inner legs, pelvic floor, all the way past the top of the head. We'll take a full A-series sun salutation. Next inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. So here we'll take 5 breaths, either in down dog, or you might come back to child's pose or sitting or forearms or knees, really any neutral shape. More important than the shape, see if you can come back to a sense of ease. If you're choosing a pose that requires effort, let the effort be there, but no struggle. Last deep breath in and out. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. It's time from down dog. Take your right leg up to the ceiling, bend your knee to your chest, and start circling this bent right knee. Feeling what you're doing, taking the time you need so you're not skipping over anything. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight. Circle your ankle a few times. Go in both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. And right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Settle in, sink low. Let's grab the left wrist and take it across, little side bend. Over to the other side, grab your right wrist, take it across. Come back to center. Interlace fingers behind your back. Lift the chest. Release arms up. Tip forward. Standing splits. Hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square. Stretch that back leg as straight and long and high as you can. Last breath. Step back. Warrior one. Deep bend in the front leg. Shoulders dropping. Last breath here. Release hands to the floor or to a couple blocks or whatever props you have. Pyramid pose. We're going to straighten the front leg part way or all the way. Feel free to adjust the distance between your legs. And if it's difficult to reach the floor, bring the floor up to meet you. Try and go in the direction of hips square. Draw your right hip back. In the direction of a flat back. In the direction of folding. Last breath here. Let's release, make your way back to down dog. So you could take a vinyasa. You might just step back. Just feeling what you're doing. From down dog, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling this bent left knee. Noticing as much as you can. A lot is being stirred up as you do this. How much can you take in? Next time your leg is up, reach it straight. Circle your ankle a few times. Big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. Knee to chest, as close in as you can. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Sink low. Let's grab the right wrist, take it across. Over to the other side. Release. Interlace fingers behind the back, other thumb on top this time, the way you don't normally cross. What is there to lift, expand, open? What is there to drop, release, ground? Arms up, tip forward, standing splits. Feel free to grab blocks or bend your bottom leg or both. Continuing to explore, so we never fully get there. It just gets more subtle what we're doing. Last breath. Step back. Warrior one. One more deep breath here. Release. Hands to the floor or to your blocks, pyramid pose. Feel free to adjust the distance between your legs. Going in the directions you know to go in and letting it be how it is. You can close the gap between what we want and what's happening by either changing things on the outside or changing things on the inside. So when you've done everything you know to do, everything that's possible in the outer, if the pose or the sensation or the situation isn't how you want it, if there's still some resistance, is it possible to just let this be just like this? However it feels, however it looks. Let's release. Make your way back to down dog. And settle into a good rest. Any neutral shape, more important than the shape, coming back to ease. Letting go of everything that's happened, everything that might happen, just simply feeling what's right here. Last breath. Let's come back through down dog and all the way to sitting. Extend the legs forward, seated forward fold. You might take the flesh of the sit bones back. You could also sit up on something. Flex your feet, hands start on the floor. And then fold whatever amount is possible. Working with your body. You could reach for your feet if your hands reach your feet. That may be a good place to support you. If they don't reach, you could put a strap around the feet or go back to hands on the floor. Each inhale, is there any more length? Each exhale, is there any deeper fold? And of course, at any moment, if it becomes too much, back out just enough so you're right at your edge. Not going beyond it, but right up to it. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's bring hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. Roll your shoulders back, elbows back, and then puff up the chest. Take the chest as high as you can. Either stay here, or you could point your toes and try and get the soles of the feet towards the floor as you lift your hips. Purvotanasana. Breathing deeply wherever you are. Last moment. And release. Let's come back onto our backs. Bring your knees in. Take a little circle or rock with your knees. And just check in with your body. What's still needed? If you want to continue your practice, you might shut off this video and keep going or turn on another one. If you're ready to make your way to Shavasana, take your time. Is there some way to finish that would feel good for you? Maybe a little spinal twist, maybe an inversion, maybe a restorative pose. When nothing else is needed, if nothing else is needed, you can start to get your body ready for a good rest. So if there's any props that could help with that, you might put some support under your legs, you might cover up with a blanket, or a little self-massage could be good. Once your body is settled enough, simply let go. Let go of the control of your breath. Let go of trying to do anything, make anything happen, have any type of experience, just simply being. You can slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. You can roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. Taking a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. You can let that gratitude just expand as far and wide as you're able. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thanks for taking good care of yourself.